Hello, is yet again time for Caves of Cud. And last stream was kind of extended for a moment. And while I'd love to blame the build I was playing, I picked a damn build. Kinda sucked. But this time will be different. We're gonna play Trukin. And instead of playing Child of the Hearth like I do so many times, I'm gonna play Fuming Godchild. The last 2 points will go into or strength. Then as for starting cybernetic, we'll also try to be different this time and go with inflatable accents, which will probably be a mistake, but I'm gonna make that mistake. Oh, hey there, WT. Gonna name this guy Arm. Now for the most important decision. What pet to use? Alright, that one's a chair, so we have to go with it. Then as for starting village, what skill do I start with again? Self-discipline, fasting way, Lionheart, persuasion, intimidate, poison tolerance. Wayfaring would be good. Alright. On the 12th of Uruz, you arrive at the village of Una. There is Rocolano. Spiral grained wood was cored into the sublime angle by a secret carver in 3 places. A headrest and 2 rockers. A small inscription on the oblong splat verse. The wood was stolen from an Emmer's palace grove in the hanging hills and smuggled across the Homs Delta. There, this mysterious stranger worked a simple beauty out of the wood. But what other workbench sorcery was performed? The chair rocks of its own accord, and its tight friction squeals are bridge language to those who listen. It's got a painted crow feather pillow and a quilted shawl. There in the distance I see Timumtep. He is loved by the villagers of Una, hated by the villagers of Alamrich for giving one of their kind an unfavorable horoscope reading, and hated by bears for stealing a cherished heirloom. Tent here is made of crow feathers. Anyways, rid of that knife. And set the, well, actually no, this guy's not left-handed, he is right-handed. No particular reason. Got some injectors. This little pile of water, smoldered mushrooms, and a couple of chem cells. Alright. Time to explore. painted Klein. In 5027 BR, Diridates, Akava Bane, wife of Mirsimu, died of natural causes. She was 86 years old. Right. First off, let's go talk to the warden, who seems to be a snapjaw shotgunner. He is loved by the Fellowship of Wardens, admired by the villagers of Una for defending their village, and hated by succulents for casting doubt on their beliefs. Also, his name is Ogoa Fugu Wafab, or something like that. Have some water. Next up, let's go talk to Tipumuta. Have some water. And teach me to wayfare. Also, do you have any work available? Looks around suspiciously and comes close. Friend, my stratagem is nearly complete. Only one more thing must be done. I need someone to go to Arkabar and sleep in the sacred four-poster bed there. No, I cannot tell you why. Will you do it? I'll pay you for your service. And tell no one of this. I'll go sleep in the sacred four-poster bed. Also, do you know anyone else who has work? Talk to Ushramet to the east. Live and drink. That's guy. So there's a trader, pig farmer, and Mechaminist convert. Let's talk to that guy. Has entrusted the odd trinket to me. Some books I'm not gonna read. Breaded spine fruit jam and sliced apples. And the active ability Quill Fling. Can use quills at level 5 and 13% the natural healing rate. I guess that means I have to re-equip my armor whenever that wears off. Road is feeling gummy this morning. Hopefully that doesn't keep up. Also, it's not morning, it's afternoon. Damn it. Anyway, go pick up that job. I bow down to the rescued ruse that you are here, friend. Visiting warriors came to our village the other day. While breaking bread, they spoke of a delightful place, the lair of Sustache. Probably not pronouncing it right, but whatever. Legendary Nuftali forager, but they wouldn't reveal the location. Will you find it for us? It would be a great gift to the musical prospects of our village, who will compensate you for your assistance. Here you can find it by following the river that passes through the lair of Grardulina Grancaphus, legendary glowfish, north. Have to go to that lair and then follow a river north. I can probably do that. Right, then there's a tinker and an apothecary, apple farmer, 2 apple farmer's daughters. No mother, however. And then there's Geekweek, Tromad merchant. Leather armor. And let's just buy that right away. A painted bronze mace. What's painted on it? In the Battle of New Sabah, Isirk Tava fought as a mercenary sultan to liberate vines. He wielded a strange hammer with such deftness that it became forever known as Strange Vines Boom. Or Vine's Boon, not Vine Boom. Insert sound here. Gigantic short bow. Don't need that. Advanced toolkits, can't afford that. And then a couple of relatively cheap weird artifacts and a small rosy tube. Yeah, short of selling all my injectors, don't think I can afford any of this stuff. So, leather armor will have to do. Alright, now for probably the hardest part of this playthrough. Not dying at level 1. All the way over here. If I can make it to the salt marsh, I should be good, but no guarantees. Then again, might be safer to just creep my way over there on the regular map. That way I can just run away if things go bad. Or I can try anyway. If I run into a salt hopper, shit might be fucked. Oh, not this way. Overlapping music and graffiti. I apologize for my etch sense. Skunks and salamanders. Oh boy, a two-headed boar. Let's, use the conch. Stun gas. Now, we run. Stun gas didn't do shit. Alright, I think I got distracted. This is a dead end. Right, it just kinda stood in the gas and died. Loaded leech. Technically can't really take that on. Corpses. Horned chameleon. Snapjaws. Steel potter's knife. Alright, got a couple of kills. Just need to do like a dozen more of those and I can level up. Those guys seem a little bit more challenging. Bino monkey braid. Conch is off cooldown. Not enough range. There we go. Corrosive gas. Should have waited for him to be a little bit closer. Alright, that could have gone bad, but I rolled better than he did. Stained neck ring. That will come in handy. Crowning moon mask. Steel dagger, wooden buckler, wooden arrows. Definitely nothing amazing, but can't complain. Spines still have not worn off. Let's keep going. Ooh, that's no good. Conch. Normality gas. To go this way. Pig. Level 2. Alright. Managed to avoid drowning. Immediate first investment would probably be a good idea to get Cudgel. Now I have a +2 to hit. Probably end up with single weapon fighting again. Or maybe not. Haven't decided yet. And I attacked my own chair. This is why Quills is an F tier mutation. Not even playing a mutant. Alright, conch time. Not yet. Alright, now it's conch time. Poison gas. Could use a pair of boots or a pair of gloves right now. But I'm not that lucky. Oh hey, turns out I'm wrong again. I'll take it though. A painted compound bow. With a story about Reshef on it. Warren Burnous. Already have a monkey breed. Leather gloves. They're functionally identical to the other pair I have. But I'm wearing them anyways. Fungicide grenade. Collecting daggers for now. And maybe some steel weapons. Osseous ash. Bone bits are aerosolized into a thick coal fog. Light is lost inside. More gloves, bandages. Level 3. Getting stronger and stronger. Alright, where do I put the point? Probably strength. And a +2 would be pretty great. Next up, probably bludgeon. 50% chance to daze. Steel warhammer. Sell those. And the Isakar rifle. Well, looks like that bow I had is already outdated. And hello there, Lux Troop. Or Lux Trooper, sorry. I am very good at reading the names. By that I mean I'm not. Studded leather armor. Better upgrade. Let's keep slowly wandering around the desert canyon. Yeah, I figured, well, the last character kinda just went down in a big ball of fire. So, might as well do the thing I said it would do, and get the pets. So far, this guy is pretty neat. So I'm not entirely sure how the pets work, because they can get damaged by stuff that hits them, but enemies seem to ignore them. Seem to. I'm not sure about that part yet. Green water skin. The weird feeling the metabolize effect is gonna wear off at the worst possible time. Daggers. Alright, let's allow Auto Explorer to do its thing. Looks like this map's clear. Right. How about I move a few tiles this way? Hopefully nothing bad will happen. Discovered unilateral ROM UMA. And it's not somewhere I can easily run away from. Which is fine. Things seem pretty chill here so far. I see as I see a grenade detonate in the distance. Let the salamanders try to fight it. Right, doing alright so far. That might change though. I think if I did something wrong, I took that tortoise character, got the first quest in Java, which I think meant to say Java, but it's close enough. I knew what you meant. Went to Red Rock and died to 4 or 5 baboons. I'd say you didn't do anything necessarily wrong. It's just the baboons are kind of there as a teaching moment kind of encounter, which is to say, if you already have a couple of levels or have like, you know, a decent amount of armor or something, they're not that bad. But if you're not prepared for them, they are both very dangerous and very annoying because they just throw rocks at you and keep their distance, or they just all swarm you at the same time. So one way to deal with them is getting a hold of one of these things, a bloodstained neck ring, which gives you 400 reputation, so you don't have to worry about fighting them. But yeah, one method I'd recommend would be either trying to run past them and getting into Red Rock and then just camping the stairway and killing anyone who try to chase you down, which isn't always an option. Another option would be trying to kite some of them away and just take down a couple at a time, because they are worth a pretty good amount of EXP, especially if you're still level 1. I think it's like kill 2 of them gives you enough EXP to get to level 2. But yeah, no, it is kind of an infamous type of enemy. Like, actually, I think there's an actual achievement to get stoned to death by baboons at Red Rock. It's pretty standard for that to happen. It's the game trying to teach you that sometimes you should not try to go fight the monkey. The monkey will win. Yeah, this game has a bit of a sense of humor sometimes. Just so happens that the punchline is you getting your shit wrecked. But that's why you make a second character that's even better, and then you slap the monkey. Maybe not that way. But you know what I mean. Next time around, you do it better. Then you do it even better. Then eventually, you kinda know what you're doing, and then you make a mistake that sends you right back to square 0. Square 1. Not 0. Also, if it makes you feel better, you can always just say that my advice kinda sucks. I am definitely not representative of the average player. Or can you check abilities in the down screen next to camp, etc.? Couldn't find info about what they do. The default hotkey is if you press A, or if you click on abilities down in the corner there, it'll show you this list that has all the stuff on it, which will give you a lot more information, such as what the cooldown is, what it does, the range, stuff like that. And also another neat thing is you can move stuff up and down by pressing plus and minus on the D-pad, and it will rearrange stuff on the bar. So what I'd like to do is have stuff that I really always want to use near the top, like sprint. In this case, using the conch, active abilities like quill fling and so on, and then stuff I'm not going to use quite as often on the bottom. And I don't have enough abilities for it right now, but if you do have enough abilities in this menu overall, you'll have multiple ability bars that there'll be arrows that you can switch between them. And then of course there's the keys themselves, and you can set manual hotkeys in this menu. I don't really do that just because it kind of gets messy if you get enough abilities. But yeah, it says right there, insert bind key. So for example, I could hit that here on sprint and bind it to like shift 1. And it says shift 1 there, so no matter where it is in the bar, or even if it's not even on the active bar, I just press that binding and it will do it. But definitely takes some getting used to. Oh, and also, if you don't want to have it bound, you hit delete on it. Gets rid of it. Also, I completely forgot I had these things. Inflate accents. Should make use of that. Steel longsword. Already explored everything. Time to move on. Discovered Kirkimas octogram. It is absolutely possible to steal stuff from a village. It's just if anyone sees you do it, they will go aggro. I'm not sure if they de-aggro the regular way. I'm pretty sure they do. So like, if you piss off people that you really don't want to actually piss off, if you leave and you stay away for long enough, they'll chill out after a while. But that's only if you don't do anything that permanently changes your reputation. Because if it goes low enough, then they're just kinda permanently hostile until you get the reputation back up, which, depending on what the faction is, might be tricky. But like in Joppa, for example, one thing that I know a lot of people like to do, and I used to do a lot too, is in a lot of the houses there are some chests that you can go loot. And all you have to do to not get caught is, well, 1, make sure no one else is in the house there with you, and 2 is to close the door. Which is usually enough. Default keybind is if you're just next to a door and you press space. If there's multiple stuff you can use stuff on, it'll ask you to select a direction like it's doing right now, and then you just hit the direction. And it'll do the thing. And then you can do the same thing the other way around. That's a turret. God damn, shot me around a corner. There we go. Level 4. Yeah, if you're using the mouse controls, can't really help you because I do not use those. Maybe I should so that I know a bit more about how the game works, but I'm lazy that way. Alright, 105 skill points. Having the first level of endurance would not hurt, but what else could I get? Single weapon fighting, tinkering, maybe a ranged weapon skill. Don't have any weapon or shield skills right now. Could make my way towards charge, but I know I'm gonna need like 200 points total for that. And then an extra 100 points to get charging strike. And just save those points until I know what to do with it. Some graffiti. Peopled by the monster. No problem, Lux Trooper. I'm just hoping my advice is actually good. Don't exactly have a fact checker around. Lost control of his family's vintage. We are the machinations of our guild, and the molding will follow. Every one of them are expressions. Moon King. That be the flattened remains of pale things in the lives and finks. Of convention I date all. I tally so many years trying in vain to fall out of its filter feed, and behind, the ingested planet is laid in pulverized tracks. Clay sticks. Glory to Shekinah, Moon King, that I seek a varied diet mainly consisting of star apples and honey. Doesn't sound terribly healthy, but it does sound tasty. Through his hut, they stop by my side. More graffiti. Our jungle is but her dream. Sit, smoke, rest. Could go for that right now. Conch ability, go. Normality gas. Not terribly helpful. Also just realized the cooking effect wore off and I don't have any armor on right now. Alright, finish that fight just in time. There we go. Also, strange tubes. Folding chair. That's a lot of bleeding. Implants. Well, at least it took care of him. loose. Unburden yourself from enlightenment's reach. Yal evokes the struggle between. Is this what? Alright, I've only got like 3 holes in my feet now, but I'm alive. One side. What is it? Signs of trade seemingly hidden from the same space-filling, continuous, unlimited medium. Without an atom, it is a chiliad-chewed, mountainous wad of spite. Gravitational energy twisting other. Have you heard of the day in the jungle? Where is every beaded bracelet in the following page? You, least among the more you hear now. So many interesting things to learn. A shade oil injector. Right done in this place. Here's Archbar. There is the lair of the legendary glowfish. I just realized that quest is probably going to be pretty difficult. Because the quest is to follow a river. Except it's inside of a river. Yeah, I might have to wait a while to do that one. This one though should be easy. Should be and is are not the same thing. Level 5. Hooray. Now have 200 points. Could get around to grabbing tinkering. Yeah, tinkering will probably have to grab it sooner or later anyways, so why not now? Zakar banner. Strong enough to defeat Tortoise. Seems like it. Kind of miner are you? A flashbang miner. Someone just got stasis fielded. Ooh, a solar cell. Is that a glow sphere I saw? It was. Don't need the torches anymore. Steam engine or water power. A series of bridge threads. At Reach is one of his second edition. The slot opens from the plates of space-time. A purif of similar ones and would be. It was supposed to be, for it a purif as active as ever, far more so than I ever. Level 6. Gain +1 to every attribute. Which means now that I have 19 intelligence, I could try to aim for customs and folklore. Probably not. Should try to get conk, maybe. Yeah, that could be good. Then I'd also finally have an excuse to grab the first level of single weapon fighting. Perfect shape. These drops are very few ways to augment the score of one of our doubt, fear, and pain. We'd see an artist and maker thinking while banging metal into a hostile creature. Known as the dominant prize Flowers Boon. Mostly Urshib, like their mentor, quilled albino bears who prefer fitting into cracks over shading the jeweled and sunless haunts of the past, and shepherds of the southeast quadrant are the risk of cybernetics? How do I remember little of the memories of whom can no longer adequate ethical rigor, like clank puff at you? This might be dangerous. There we go. More graffiti. No wonder then that scientific men did not take his own invention. Blood-stained foamcrete. Skillsoft on guard. That should sell for a decent amount. Now where is the sacred four-posted bed? It's right there, next to all the slime. Alright, took a nap. Now to go turn in that quest. Need to go talk to Timumutep. Hey, sorry for waking you up from your nap. I'm just here to let you know that I slept in that bed you wanted. Get my choice of homoelectric wrist warmer, bunch of injectors, or a symbiotic firefly. I think I'm gonna take the injectors. Alright. Where do I want to go next? Because the other quest is probably a bad idea to go try to do right now. Maybe I would go looking for the super secret merchant in the salt marsh. Brain stock is not thick enough in this quadrant. Level 7. Discover the location of iPad, or iPod. I'll take Conk next level. This one, I'm going to take Customs and Folklore. Ardos. Worm of the Earth. Oh, those guys have a new sprite. Carved diptych. Sometime in 3082 BR, a philosopher from iPad traveled through land shrouded in motes of fireflies. There he visited a workshop and met a partner who taught him the way of navigating the hills and mountains. He returned home and taught what he had learned to the host of iPad. A painted vase. In 2012 BR, the people learned that Idates had faked his death by switching places with his twin. Despite reports to the contrary, Idates was alive and well, was known thenceforth as the Colossal Shade of Shurka. Shame about his brother dying, though. No charm shall be praised in iPad without lifting a glass of gel. Must be why there's so many gel-filled vases around. Hungry. Just gonna make a campfire right here. And whip up a meal. Better whatever you can find. A nip of anise, a blade of grass, a giant dragonfly's left hind leg, and a pinch of salt. Crunchy. Another painted vase. A scene from the life of ancient Sultan Reshef. That's all of it. Auto Explorer certainly didn't take the most efficient path, but it sure took a path. Let's go see if I can give water to the warden. I cannot. He does not have reputation. He has nothing to trade. Well, that's gotta be an electro bow right there. I also have chainmail, carbide dagger, an engraved longsword. While traveling through Shushan, Therodog stopped at a market in Kirvanit Mesh. At an obscure shop, she purchased a shining, floating orb and named it Shininica or Shiningika, Therodog friend. Then she went to a nearby tavern and lost it in a foolhardy bet. She cursed the tavern and left Kirvanit Mesh. Buy some ammo. You want to look at chainmail too. It's not terribly much of an upgrade, but it is an upgrade. Some fix-it spray foam. And a nano-pneumatic jackhammer. Scrap those. Trade all that in for some copper dugs. Alright. If I had to guess, who would have worked right here? Inquitzel or Stilot Letris Chisaki? So what's up with that folding cot? The decapitatory, not saying that right, decapitatory folding cot. Need 1 dram of gel if I want to do a water ritual with this guy. Wonder if he sells any. He does not. Have any work that needs doing? Looks around suspiciously and whispers. Hark, friend. My plan is nearly complete. There is but one more step. I need someone to go to a Snapjaw fort and pray at the shrine to Ixertifa, Bedril born. No, I cannot tell you why. I will reward you for your labor. But the practice of navigating the hills and mountains, tell no one of this. We'll go and pray at the shrine for you. And let's go talk to the other guy, because why not? Soft hissing. Let me see if there's not some gel laying around that I can borrow. There's a face right there. No one around. Close the door. Not like that. There we go. And I'll steal it. No one will ever know. What's his reputation like anyway? He's loved by the villagers of Ipad and unshelled reptiles, admired by pariahs for making them feel welcome at a supper feast, and disliked by the Mapango for leading a raiding party on one of their camps. Have some gel. Can teach us the wilderness lore of hills and mountains. Yeah, it's probably worth it. Alright. Where is this thing he wants me to go to? It's a Snapjaw Fort. Right next to Arkapar. Some engraved black robes. In 4015 BR, the Rixershid plundered all of dwelling district Alakazor, raining meteors down from the sky onto the settlement of birds and fish, became known as the Sorrow of Alakazor. It's been pretty powerful to be casting meteors, but why'd he do it on fish? It is indeed Friday, and it is indeed time for cutting. Hopefully I don't get cut short. But hey, you never know. Oh, you doing, Shepin? Oh hey, there's the guy that's gonna cut me down. I mean, you could interpret it as a speed run, but nah, not really. And the dragonflies are pissed off at me. Great. Time to run away. Yep, it's the chair. Technically, I'm sitting on it, if you believe the active effects right there. Doesn't quite look like it, however. Slightly improves natural healing rate, aids in examining and disassembling artifacts. -6 dodge value. Where's that salt hopper? Maybe it died in the ash that I spat out. Also, let's do it again. Corrosive gas. Not very effective. And I'm out of arrows. Let's have another succulent meal. Gather some fixings, a dram of rust, some blessed rust, a nip of rescued seed spit, and a sprinkle of exalted rust. High in iron. The pet is a pure upgrade? Actually, I don't know. I know there's actually a secret mechanic related to chairs that's not explained terribly well in the game, but the better the chair is, the bigger those bonuses it was saying. I think the only one that really matters is, shoot, what is it? The examining artifact bonus. It's better than the folding one, but that's mostly just because the folding chairs are like the worst type of chair you can get. Forget what the actually good ones are. Probably like that starfish chair or the bear chair. And disassembly too. I thought it only applied to examining. If it also applies to assembly, then I better sit down in my chair before I do any more of that. It's the same as the folding chair? Okay, so not overpowered, just kinda handy. I finally have a hat. Gloves are cracked. Still need a real pair of shoes at some point. Damn, this horned chameleon's got hands. There we go. Definitely worth activating the ability for it. Lure him in. And conch him. Corrosive gas. Chair is stuck in the tar. Alright, I am strong enough to win that fight. Salt hopper. Fungicide. Cracking my gloves, damn it. Right, no longer lost. There we go. Snapjaw forward. A shrine to Exertiva, Bedrillborn. While visiting an obscure outpost in the Forum District, Kippur, Exertiva met with a group of soldiers and commissioned a sword that evoked the presence of an unfamiliar pair of sandals. He named it Pear's Gift. So, sword designed around some sandals. Sounds very Roman. Ooh, hey. It is Dagro Obosu, the legendary Snapjaw Skull Splitter. It has 2 steel battle axes. Or no, wait, a steel battle axe and a masterwork sturdy hand axe. Reinforced bark armor, bloodstained neck ring. He is loved by Snapjaws, hated by the villagers of Igapa for repeatedly beating them at dice. Hit him with the conch. That was easy. Reinforced bark armor is technically better than my chainmail, just because it weighs less. Might as well. A painted bronze dagger. In 2003 BR, Idates won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Shirka at the Bloody Battle of Duke. As a result of the battle, Duke was so rife with smashed rubble that it was renamed Colossal Waste. Zingit. Right, fully explored here. And I had to go pray to that shrine. Pretty sure that's what I had to do. Voice a short prayer beneath the shrine to Exertiva, Bedrillborn. I gained 500 EXP. Go tell that guy that I did the thing. Hey guy, I did the thing. Now level 8. Melody Gas Grenade Mark 1, EMP Grenade Mark 1, Glitter Grenade Mark 1, Resonance Grenade Mark 2, and a Freeze Grenade Mark 1. Not really worth it, so probably the books. Brackish Blood, Heirlooms of Cud, and Humanoid Mimicry of Animals and Plants, and a Schrodinger's page from the Annals of Cud, the Iridokian Cult chapter. I think this was the readable one, a Brackish Blood. What are cybernetic implants? What are the same? What indeed? And the other one I got was this thing. On the 23rd of Tishru, Harm became admired by the Daridoctian cult for penning a moving poem. Still don't really like me though. Sturdy nano-pneumatic jackhammer. Disassemble. A fidget cell. Disassemble. So I have plenty of inventory room. Gotta keep looking for that merchant. Notice some ruins. Discovered medial loon mapinib. Typographer looks like. That's all I know. A nothing point. Drink deeply of life, child. A slumberling. Do I think I'm a bad enough dude to punch a slumberling divine? Not really. Thing's probably got like 80 health. And while I do have like one salve injector, I have no other or right, I was saying that, and notice I have 4 witchwood bark. Although, the fight would entirely be dependent on me not getting stun locked. Which I wouldn't bet on. Continuing on. Quite a bit of brine stock here, but I don't think it's the right spot. Nah, not thick enough. Gotta go check out the ruins of Joppa. Shrine to Reshef. Shrine to Idates, the colossal shade of Shirka. In 1953 BR, Idates appointed a corrupt administrator as Minister of Tavern District Katara. He mandated association with succulents in Idate's name. There is the Taverns of Katara. Might go do that after I find the merchant. Wherever he is. Maybe here. See quite a few brine stalks around. Oop, there he is. He is loved by the consortium of Phaida and disliked by the denizens of the Id Freehold for torching one of their villages. Well, I hate to lose reputation with Id Freehold, but have some water. I'll have to come back here and tell him about some Dromad merchants to get snake oiler. You know, as soon as I find any. Does have crystal gauntlets, a fullerite armet, some crocs. See if I can't buy those 2 things. There we go. All the leftover stuff I have. It's worth about 60 water. Just buy back some of the copper nuggets. Alright, new helmet. It's kinda heavy. Now I have an armor value of 8. Which is a lot more than the other character had at level 8. Which reminds me, skill points. We'll grab Conk, or no wait, yes I will grab Conk right now. Next level will be single weapon fighting. Alright, now to run off to that historic site. After I explored the Darshamir Square. Poison gas. Wow, that guy got owned. Let me just close this door. I don't think he actually got owned, I think it just sounded like it. Yeah, it's right there. High explosive miner Mark 1. That won't do. There we go. Word on most things is obeyed. To devalue wisdom is to commit one of the space between, as you have asked of us a debt, and we will accept them as well. Entropy hierarchy dichotomy while tracing the circuit. Maxwell's conclusions were adopted by scarcely a line and crammed along a waveform. Eye that matches hers catches sight, Volume 8. Thus the elasticity is increased in the moment when the son of ocean and lost desiccated Yarad friend to a coven that spanned the firmament. The Fate Rhizome, Volume 2, is decome past. It was 23 damage. Surprisingly survivable for a landmine. Dust Powders, Volume 5. Here, there, through the years, so many beautiful things we spun all together. He coaxed along. Will Tao fold herself, I wonder? You, purpose-driven mad. Spreads move. A millennium after the dream quiver, the saucer slags and the downslope of time it takes to do with the scars of time. Ivy tangled were ripped from the top. two sets of four lines which seemed to take on the cosmic loom, who shattered inward then burst forth from beneath a striated shell. Painted black robe. In early 4693 BR, Ixurtafa challenged the legitimacy of the Sultan of Qud over an ordinance prohibiting the practice of leaving his home forever. He won and took the crown. He was 67 years old. Leather hat, 2nd edition. Obviously, they are so very small that they ought to appear. They are to be an immutable prison that I had rather not talk. 8,000 years later. I would give it life again? This path of water vine. Kept in separate bottles, and again. An unidentified artifact will appear quite dark and wet. And you're dragged. The slot opens from the ideal to the long frond of justice. Long hand feet fork into fractals. Ah, real justice? I never fought to being someone else, but the rules are locked at right angles to its clothing of mental matter ensouled by the Merchants Guild in 38 pp. Detective gave some good examples. Followed the road west to find a cache of dysfunctional way droids. And first, father poses. It will be strongly affected. Reinforced leather armor, which I guess would be an upgrade over the reinforced bark armor. It's gone full circle. Right, this place is done. Now to the historic site. What kind of bullshit inhabits this shithole? Slime. Just had to be slime. Low on health. Low on health yet again. Damn, this place sucks. Have some more bark. And I'm hungry. Have some vine wafer. That didn't help. I have no idea where my chair went. More bark. Not quite sure how to proceed. Our chair is in the square below. This guy here is no longer flying. But he is biting. More bark. There's a lot of slime. Not in the clear yet. Hostiles nearby. There we go. Gather some fixings. A maimed chickpea, a sprinkle of mad dogthorn, a dash of ivory cinnamon, and a boar tooth. A droid scrambler. Come in useful later. Materials and D's. I do not, friend. In sacred ritual, you shared your water with a... whatever that says. An engraved glass bottle. On the anniversary of a great battle, a babe was found swaddled in a copse of sacred trees with its mouth full of vacuum tubes. That babe came to be known as Deridates. How many bullets do I have? 42 plus whatever's still in the gun. Here I said, no I did not set that to autocollect. Now it is. Don't want that happening. Maybe it's about time I get the first level of endurance. If I could afford it. The chairs just go oof. Yeah, the chair just went oof. We'll forgive him this time. Zero Point and Blur, Volume 2. You are a people full of earthen poetry, and I concluded that atoms of matter elsewhere in Cud are all dying animals, scrabbling for what it is. Ended the melee and ranged. My future is murky. Red apples. It will blink and it forms a cool, luminous liquid that's restorative if you're interested. Weird artifact. It's a defoliant grenade. Sakar banner, bloodstained neck ring, normality gas grenade Mark 1. An engraved smiling sun mask. Said a colossal vacuum tube irradiates cemented her friendship with astronomers by marrying Mirsamu. I have to get me some more bark. Yeah, I should be able to handle it. Wet Aloe Porta, member of the church. Statue. Shrine to Derixershid, the sorrow of Alakazor. In 3957 BR, the Rixershid appointed a corrupt administrator as Minister of Dwelling District Alakazor. She mandated association with vines in Derixershid's name. One floor down. Fungicide and an engraved wrench. In 4019 BR, the Rixershid ravaged all of Forum District Kapur, raining meteors down from the sky onto settlements of crabs and bears. Became known as the Woe of Kapir. Whole lot of meteors raining down in this timeline. Wonder what it means. shrine to Deridoct, spouse of Darciper. Inside a colossal four-sided die, Deridoct cemented her friendship with explorers by marrying Darciper. Her floor down. This place is going by pretty quick. Funny you ask. I haven't checked out the other pets since I only just now got them. But the chair pet that I have here, which his name is Herculano, you can, if you press spacebar next to him, sit on him, which gives you the same benefits as if you're sitting on a regular ass chair. Which is to say, gives you sitting, slightly improves natural healing rate, aids in examining and disassembling artifacts, and you lose dodge value. Have to spend one turn to stand up before moving again. Again, not sure what the other ones do. But you can sit on that one. I think it was Shepin just earlier looked it up and said it's roughly equivalent to sitting on a metal folding chair, which is technically the worst chair in terms of the bonuses that provides there. Well, the most you get is description of what they are on the store page. In the game itself, it's just once you get to the screen where it asks you to name your character, you can then select a pet. I'm sure some of them do something useful, but probably not all that useful. They seem to mostly just be there for flavor. At least I think. Like, for example, the chair I have following me around, he can get hit by stray shots, but he doesn't really partake in combat and enemies don't really seem to care about him. Hence why the only time I've ever noticed him take damage was from stray hits from something. Anyway, level 9. One point, put it into strength. Now have a +3. You need one more strength if you want to get backswing. But like I said, time to get into single weapon fighting. Right now that's not going to give me terribly much, but the next one will. So I totally thought that having an armor value of 8 would be enough for dragonflies, but they can still do pretty good damage. Judging by the amount of times I get down to half health fighting nothing but like 3 dragonflies. Ooh, that's no good. Hit him with the, actually, bladable accents, then con. Paralyzed again. Keep trying. By 1. Good thing there was only one of them. Weird artifact. It is a tubular hydrojet. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't have any extra license points. That more people there than numbers. Okay, going on half it now. The briny sphere of the taverns of Katara. +2 willpower. I'll take it. Also, found those cybernetics credit wedges. Time to go install some tubular hydrojets. Alright, now I swim super good. And I'm done here. Oh, now that I have those hydrojets, I could try to go to the river. I really shouldn't. Well, the main quest is gonna... Well, I was about to say the main quest is gonna have to wait, but I just realized I have the scratch data disk from going to Joppa. So I could just go right to Grit Gate. Nothing stopping me. There's also the Rusted Archway, and I could go to the 6-day stilt. How about I try out Rusted Archway? Fungus. Spot a jellyweed. It sure is. What's that on the wall? The ritual describes a kind of motion in the sun-strung bird's eye. Interesting. Alright, time to go down. Hopefully there's not more fungus. Yep, seems good. They will pay you no conclusions so easily grasp. Will pay you no conclusions so easily grasped. Level 10. 154. It is enough to get weapon expertise. Whenever you make a melee attack while single weapon fighting, there's a 50% chance you immediately make a second attack for free. Still not entirely sure if that stacks or does not stack with backswing. Probably does. Will you go? I would prefer that you can LA something. Lay yourself to same. Lap yourself to same? Not sure what that is. Is there hidden stuff like, say, the graffiti leading to something? The graffiti I'm pretty sure no. But there is one thing you can find in books that you read. It's called something, or it's something called The Ruin of House Eisner. It is a legendary pistol that there's always one of every time you generate the game, but its location is secret. And the idea is, when you're reading the books, sometimes it'll give you one of the two clues you need to find it. So you have to find an X coordinate and a Y coordinate on the world map. So for example, you'll find part A of the clue and it'll be like, it's 4 parasangs east of Red Rock or something like that. And you'll find another one that'll say, 8 parasangs north of this other landmark. And you have to grab those two clues, combine them together, go to that spot, and anywhere in the tile it told you to go, like in any of the 9 cells or whatever that a parasang is made up of, the chest is going to be hidden there, and you can find it. It's relatively rare. It used to be a lot harder to find because the books were a lot longer, like there was 8 pages of nonsense per book. Now it's only the legendary books that are like that. Now the way it works is, you know, kind of like how I've been reading them, where it'll give you maybe like a line or a paragraph. So it'll be pretty obvious if you found the clue. But for the most part, I just kind of like looking at the graffiti because sometimes there's funny stuff. Yikes. Yes, this intensity was to something. Whatever you say, security door. More graffiti. A most satisfactory manner. Basic toolkit. Wonder if that the merchant in the first town is still selling the advanced toolkits. Oh hey, a nylon body bag. Funny that I never found one of those on the last character. Like, not even in the shop. Put her floor down. From that sapping sound, I'm guessing the cable for this place is not intact. Ooh, cybernetics credit wedge. Now up to 6 points. Now I just have to find some fun cybernetics. Some skin glitter. Or skin glitter. And a navigation system. Yeah, that'll come in handy. Install that on the left arm. And put the skin glitter on my body. Alright, now how about a journey to the 6-day stilt? Immediately after I find my way again. And hungry. Alright. We find an eminent burnt capacitor, a nip of cumin, an apricot, and a thorn from a jilted lover. Well, it's mostly food. Shrine to Darixershid, the Woe of Kapir. In 3992 BR, Darixershid won a decisive victory against the combined forces of dwelling district Alakazor at the bloody battle of Alavark Grotto. Though he lost his prized Shining, the friend of pariahs, during the course of the conflict. As a result of the battle, Alavark Grotto was so devastated by smoldering stardust that it was renamed the Gleaming Baron. Sounds like a cool place. Discovered the Yeshimisham Ranch, or Reach, not Ranch. Seems to be some kind of orchard. I am finally no longer lost. Go to some ruins. Forgotten ruins. It's full of dung gliders. I'm missing every shot. Except that one, but it hit the wrong target. Hit him with the conch. Oh, this sucks. Salve injector. Hit him again. Level 11. Right, one more. There we go. Air countenance. But suddenly the sun disappeared. There would be paid with public humiliation, beatings, and possibly torture. If we kept to more than one hostile opponent, there is but one vista to the eye, an impression of blueness, and a meteoric layer. An electric heart grinds on the map with CMD Move U. Or friggin' dawn gliders. Just hit him with the menacing stare. pretty close, but I'm still in it. We, rarely hear from them thereafter. Here we are at 6 days still. There is Warden Esther. Loved by the Fellowship of Wardens, disliked by hermits for eating when they're young, hated by urchins for leading a raiding party on one of their camps, and hated by insects for poisoning their fresh water. Pretty bad reputation there, Warden. And Supper, disciple of the Coiled Lamb, is loved by the cult of the Coiled Lamb, hated by the villagers of Ikaba for worshipping a highly entropic being, disliked by the villagers of Bitum for giving one of their kind an unfavorable horoscope reading, and hated by the Merchants Guild for releasing snakes into one of their camps. Pretty bad reputation too. So why is that guy just some kind of form of protest, or here, let me help you out. More info about your chef. Let me tell you about it. Level 12. Gain +1 to each attribute. I swell with the inspiration to name my inflatable accents. I'm gonna give it a name from my own culture, because I feel like seeing what kind of unpronounceable bullshit it's gonna give me. Savif Kras. Yeah, that sounds appropriate. Let's give it Isakari colors. Pick up the quest from Lulaheart. What's his reputation? He is loved by pariahs, disliked by the villagers of Shunatara for leading a raiding party on one of their camps, disliked by Snapjaws for releasing snakes into one of their camps, and hated by the villagers of Ezra for leading a raiding party on one of their camps. You're an absolute terror, aren't you? How about the Pope? Loved by the Mechanimus, disliked by the cult of the Coiled Lamb for torching one of their villages, and admired by the Fellowship of Wardens for respecting the sanctity of a burial site. Not sure if I want to give him water or not. This time around, Sheeb is a Naftali sap. Have some books, Sheeb. Level 13. Level 14. Nice little power bump. I've got 480. Could get penetrating strikes. Could also get backswing, then I'd still have 180 points left over. Finally invest into bow and rifle. Could get the first level of endurance. Could start investing in stuff like Scavenger and Tinker 1. Not enough to get trash defining just yet. I'll get penetrating strikes, just because it's still very relevant. And might as well swing too. Yeah, I'll get first level of endurance. Tinkering and scavenging will have to wait. Bunch of graffiti in the church. Death is forever approached. Of course, I'd long since cut a groove into the unknowing void. Oh, poor thing. Another one over there. Nope, it's just the same one. An engraved vase. At a remote gambling den in Mizam district Kava, Erudits met with a group of gamblers and commissioned a 9-sided die that evoked the presence of a copper-plated circuit board. She named it Circuit Boardica. Not terribly creative. So on this screen there is an apple farmer, a beekeeper, and a beetle farmer. Don't really need those services. Full of engraved bottles. In 1953 BR, Idates appointed a corrupt administrator as Minister of Tavern District Katara. He mandated association with succulents in Idate's name. And in 4728 BR, the people learned that Exertifa's life had secretly been saved with astral projection. Despite reports to the contrary, Exertifa was alive and well. He was known thenceforth as Otherworldly Devil. Quite the title. Pick up some crushed grave moss. Bunch of weird artifacts. Gonna be expensive to identify all of it, but might as well. An equipment rack. Optical techno scanner. Probably gonna buy that one. Phase harmonic modulator. Hyper elastic ankle tendons. And reactive cranial plating. Lots of good ones. Want the techno scanner. And the hyperelastic ankle tendons would be arguably better than the tubular hydrojets. Maybe get that one too. And while I would like the reactive cranial plating, it would mean switching out the inflatable accents, which I have been getting some good use out of. Can't afford all of that. Don't think I have enough other stuff to be able to afford the cranial plating. Unless if I just sold all my chem cells, but that's probably a bad idea. See what the rest of the stilt is like. Painted vase. In 3953 BR, the Rixershid won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Turkanib at the bloody battle of the shrine at Rukapa. As a result of the battle, the shrine at Rukapa was so devastated by smoldering stardust that it was renamed the White Hot Wreck. Again, lots of meteors and stardust and stuff in all these Sultan histories. Fragrant slime hash. We can now spit slime and go slightly quicker. Bunch of congealed stuff. Farmer, crab farmer, pig farmer, and an apple farmer. See if the armor has anything. Not really. Does have bronze ingots. But I don't have anything to trade for that. Jeweler and 2 kippers. Get that mashed lag. Shield Hulk honey. And that should be good. Soul curd. Sell a couple of fungicide grenades. Goat herder, hatter, and a kipper. Already have a half-decent hat. Mirror dust and soul curd here, but I can't really afford it. Oh well. Amoeba farmer, apothecary, and a vintner. Got a schematics drafter. Not gonna get any of those right now. I'll have to come back to this guy later. An engraved vase with information about Reshef. Means I can go get some more EXP. And a painted glass bottle. While wandering around dwelling district Alagazor, the Rixershid discovered Halakish. There he befriended vines and painted pictures of beasts and monsters with flaming suns. Grenadiers, cat herder, amoeba farmer, apple farmer. Right, 6 days stilt is not that great this time around, but there is some stuff. Alright, next, probably Bela. Go to some ruins. Let's check it out. Discover transverse deltoid-ish. And it's got a becoming nook here, supposedly. Jewel-encrusted leather moccasins. Finally got some more bark. The statue. Shrine to Idates, the colossal shade of Shirkash, or Shirka. In 2012 BR, people learned that Idates had faked his death by switching places with his twin. Already read that one. Skillsoft wilderness lore salt dunes. And a night vision implant. Step 1, uninstall skin glitter. Start by putting in the hyper-elastic ankle tendons, which will destroy the tibular hydrojets, unfortunately. Small price to pay. Then the optical technoscanner. back at it again in this freaking dump. Path to the north. Might as well explore the flower fields while I'm here. Just realized the chair's probably not going to be very good at dodging those. Bunch of steel weapons on a mangled corpse. Brown sludge. How appetizing. Level 15. At 1 attribute point. Could bump my strength up to 24, or I could put a point in intelligence. Still be 1 point off from getting slammed, but that is the goal. Yeah, I'll put it into strength. In the meantime, I'll grab scavenger. Wait. It is Emurnutar, or Munurta, godhead of the Blessing Monarchy, loved by the Naphtali tribe and robots, admired by worms for reprogramming their least favorite robot, and disliked by the villagers of Cabal for disparaging a famous poet. Gonna try to rebuke that guy. He has some good reputation. Might not work though. There he is. Didn't work. Try again. Wanders away disinterestedly and then immediately turns around and stabs me. What a jerk. Let her try. Get him eventually. Better attempt. Still no. I am very much not persuasive, it seems. The +2 ego, clearly not enough. I'm gonna keep trying. I really want that reputation. Not sure if they broke how rebuke works or if it's supposed to work like that, where it says that they wander away disinterestedly, which usually turns them like neutral. But yeah, he immediately goes and attacks me right after that, so clearly he's not neutral. Maybe it'll always work like that. Maybe it depends on the type of robot. starting to think it's just not gonna happen. Just gonna run away from him, maybe come back later if I remember. An electro bow. And I didn't even have to pay for it. Let's have some food. Toss a nefarious flake of shale, a pinch of crowned shavings from a tortoise shell, and an adorned sesame seed. Into the pot, stir it up, eat it. An engraved bronze base. Has a story about Resheva on it. Scaled leather cap. Try to sell it. Who's that? It is Dufu Busuz, the learned Snapjaw Todd Eater. Loved by Snapjaws, disliked by the villagers of Bedum for sowing their fields with salt, hated by the villagers of Tamaz for eavesdropping on their secret ceremonies, and hated by cannibals for sowing their fields with salt. He had a high-capacity data disk, an electrified painted bronze two-hand sword, in 5103 BR, there dates when a decisive victory against the combined forces of dwelling district Alagazor at the bloody battle of the Pur Cave. As a result of the battle, the Pur Cave was so rife with electric arcs that it was renamed the Coiled Bog. First stun rod. Does the blue arrow next to E, or the number next to blue arrow mean? So like, for example, right arrow 6. That is the penetration value. So using my conch I have here as an example, it's got a penetration of 7. The way penetration works is not entirely intuitive. The wiki does a good job of explaining it, but let me try to give you a quick rundown on it. The higher the penetration, the more likely an attack is to over-penetrate. So, you know how I have an armor value of 8. If something with a penetration value of 8 is attacking me, it'll very likely, as long as they don't miss the attack, which itself is determined by the dodge value, then it's gonna go through. If they have more penetration than 8, there's a chance that they can get multiple penetrations in one attack. So, for example, over here on the in the text log, it says you critically hit times 5 for 15 damage with your billowing conch, and then it says 24. What that means if for the times 5 is it penetrated 5 times. Of course, it's a critical hit, so it works a little bit different from a normal strike. Let's see if there's another example in the combat log. Yeah, times 4 for all of those. So like the snapjaws I was smacking with the conch don't have very high armor, so it's pretty easy to get multiple penetrations in one attack. So you can kill them pretty darn quick, even if the damage of your weapon itself isn't all that great. But if you want the exact details on how all of that works, I would recommend the wiki. Keep heading north. Piece of paper. Now I just have to go talk. What's her face? Alright, back to the village. Alright. Blood-stained patch of fur. One clue. Jumping on the people themselves. There are bracers right over there. Bracer is heavily worn but surprisingly clean. Let's see. Gargantuan footprint. Whoever stole Kindrish didn't steal from the village stores. But I did. Now to start interrogating. Scouts did not see anything. How about the villagers? Heard that there is an outbreak of Glutrot in the Kendrin villages outside of Bela. Now I want to leave here even less. Heard that someone in the village might have a sore throat, so I'm staying at least 10 handspan away from everyone today. Smelled like yuckweed tea the other day. Smell is so terrible. Someone sick? Lots of sickness evidence. Brando spent some late nights working on something she wouldn't talk about. Wonder what it was. Looks like I found all the evidence. Right, time to accuse someone. By someone, I mean, you know, the person in charge, because that's what I do every time. Sign of violence, 2 signs of illness, and a sign of trade. Go with the sign of trade. Yep, gotta blame the Hendriarch. By concealing trade and craft, it was K who stole Kindrish. And I got 2 homoelectric wrist warmers. I don't think I can buy this force bracelet. Would be nice though. Yeah, I'd have to sell a lot of stuff for that. And water for everyone. Teach me how to use a shield. Right, gonna drop by the store. Maybe buy some bark. And an herberry. Sells out. Start disassembling these rifles. Alright, one last thing to do for this stream would be making my way to Grit Gate. Should be simple enough. Graffiti. I am acting Hendriarch. Yes, you are. Time to test a build against the Slumberling. Step 1, inflate accents. Step 2, conk. Damn. Was a lot of hits for just doing one attack. Or graffiti. Something becomes quite faded. Ooh, all kinds of garbage. I have skill points? Not that many. Only had another 60 skill points. And have it all. Sniper rifle. Shotgun shells, some floating glow spheres, salve injectors. Lots of good stuff. Still never found a pair of shoes other than these Crocs. Ooh, I was just complaining about armor. And another floating glow sphere. And all kinds of carbide weaponry. I think it's finally time to replace the conch. Now I have hammer. Painted carbide dagger. Information about our chef. You may eat a star apple while you do. Maybe I will. New pair of boots. Oh, need the steel plate. I forget. This does not stack with compass bracelets. Right there. These effects do not stack with the bonuses of compass bracelet. Chance to get lost goes down by 30% at ruins and 10% at any other terrain. Compass bracelet just reduces chance of becoming lost by 10%. So definitely don't need it. All warmed up on both arms. And the only piece of armor I'm missing for an upgrade would be the gloves. So, I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't emit light. Might as well test it. Seems to emit light pretty good. Or, no wait. It's because of the electro bow. Yeah. Well, I can still use the shield, so I might as well use the shield. You guys just chucked the freezing grenade at me. How rude. I am shaken. Here we are at Grit Gate. So grab the quest. And go do a little bit of trading. If you something do not benefit so much by leaving Bela. Here's some carbide boots, which is more armor than the steel boots. Yep. Engraved carbide battle axe. In 4015 BR, the Rixashard plundered all of dwelling district Alakazor, raining meteors down from the sky on the settlements of birds and fish. Became known as the Sorrow of Alakazor. Already read that one, but still pretty metal. Counterweighted pickaxe, Gate recoiler, and some gemstones. See if I can build up enough value to get that. Actually, I'll hold on to the conch. I'll just put it away in a chest or something. I'll sell the skin glitter. On second thought, I'll keep it. We'll sell the night vision though. So 2 floating spears and the torch. Definitely enough for that gem. And finish up by buying a boatload of ammo. Right. There's graffiti on that chest. Her roommates were something and deliver it to also something. What could it mean? We're looking pretty decently equipped, all things considered. But I'm sure not equipped enough. Either way, that's gonna be it for today's stream. And unlike the other couple of days, there will not be a second stream today. That's gonna be tomorrow. But seeing how well everything's been going so far, definitely will be playing more tomorrow. Look forward to that. Now let me see if there's any cool guys online that I can dump you onto. There is, in fact. Churl is online. Let me just pop this open and hit the button. He is playing Vintage Story. Looks like Minecraft, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for hanging out in the stream, Lux Trooper. And I'll hopefully see you again next time. Anyway, installing for long enough. Gotta go get some food done. See ya.